Patriots Nation. The vibe in Foxborough feels different today. The win is in the books, but it left heavy marks, tough decisions, and the real possibility of a new arrival who could change everything in the trenches. A veteran is silencing critics. A young guy went down at the worst possible time. And the playoff picture is getting more real by the week, but it's far from guaranteed. Do you think this team has already hit its ceiling? Or is there still another level for this final stretch? You won't believe what we've got lined up, so sit down, drop a like, and let's dive into the news. That 9th straight win for the Patriots came with that bittersweet taste only a hardcore fan really understands. We celebrate the final score, but walk away from the game looking more at the injury report than at the AFC standings. In a brutally physical battle against the Bengals, the bill came due for this roster, especially in the trenches. The first gut punch was seeing a starting guard limp off in a walking boot. Not long after, one of the best special teamers on the roster left the stadium the same way. And to make it worse, rookie tackle Will Campbell had to be carted off, towel over his head, in that scene every fan hates to see. Even on the TV broadcast, you could feel it. This wasn't the kind of injury where you say, he'll be back in a few plays. After the game, Mike Vrabel didn't try to sugarcoat anything. On his radio appearance, he got straight to the point. Sunday was not a good day physically, and some guys simply won't be available for Monday Night Football against the Giants. When a head coach talks that openly, you understand immediately that the situation is serious. The case that worries everyone the most is Campbell, a key piece in this offensive line rotation. Vrabel practically admitted he's out not just for the next game, but that this may last more than a week or two. The message was clear. It's not something that ends a career, but it's also not a minor scare. In the meantime, Vidarian Lowe had to jump into the fire and finish the game, proving in real time how that next man up philosophy truly works in Foxborough. Inside the locker room, the emotional impact hit hard. The veterans felt the sting of seeing the young guys go down, but at the same time doubled down on the message that this team won't fold just because the body count is piling up. Moments like this show whether the culture is real or just talk. And the most stressful part is that all of this is happening right in the middle of the hottest streak in the league. The question now is harsh. How long can this roster keep absorbing this much punishment without the performance dropping, especially when it comes to protecting Drake May and sustaining the run game? There's already quiet movement behind the scenes that could change everything up front and reshape the plan for this final push. While everyone was still trying to process the damage from that last game, something else started to pick up steam that could change the trajectory of this season. There's a quiet, strategic-type movement inside Gillette Stadium, and it revolves around a name a lot of people see as the perfect fit for this offensive line right now, La'el Collins. The mood in Foxborough is one of urgency. After losing key pieces on the offensive line, there's no way to ignore what every locked-in fan has noticed. This group is at its physical limit. One more big injury could put at risk not just the passing game led by Drake May, but the entire physical identity that Mike Vrabel has been trying to build. In that context, Collins becomes more than just a rumor. He turns into pure logic. Collins has always been known for that nasty, punishing style. The kind of right tackle who sets the tone from the first snap. He doesn't come in as a flashy star. He comes in as a solution and a stabilizer. And when the coaching staff and front office start combing through the free agent market for exactly that profile, it means the red warning lights have been blinking for a while. Vrabel doesn't want to, and honestly cannot, keep patching the line together with improvisation week after week. Not when you've got a rookie quarterback playing like a seasoned veteran, keeping the team near the top of the AFC and clearly showing he deserves protection. Among fans, the debate is already hot. Some see Collins as an immediate reinforcement, almost a must-sign. Others worry about how healthy he really is. But there is one point that unites everyone. The Patriots need a right tackle who can take punishment, move people in the run game, and bring stability back to this system. If Collins does arrive, the backups can finally go back to their original roles instead of being forced into starting spots every single week. That changes short third downs. That changes goal line calls. There is no formal offer on the table yet, at least not publicly. But the connection makes so much sense that it's impossible to ignore. At this point in the season, every adjustment in the trenches can be the difference between hosting a playoff game in Foxborough or flying out to play in brutal January weather far from home. If there's one thing this Patriots team has proved during this streak, it's that in the middle of chaos, there's always a veteran ready to hold the line. And against the Bengals, even in a sloppy, uneven game, that guy had a very clear name: Hunter Henry. The tight end, who's not always at the center of the spotlight, delivered the best yardage performance of his entire career, going over the 100-yard mark like a true number one target. He finished the game with 7 catches, 115 yards, and the team's first touchdown of the night, right when the score was 14-0 Bengals and the mood was starting to sink. In that moment, when every fan holds their breath, Drake May found Henry wide open deep down the field on a perfectly timed route for a 28-yard strike that put New England back in the game and flipped the energy on the sideline. None of this happened by accident. After the game, Henry made it clear this is all about smart design, the right play call at the right time, and the work and chemistry he has built with May throughout the season. He talked about how all 11 guys on offense have to execute for the play to work: the line protecting, receivers clearing space, and the quarterback trusting the timing. You also can't ignore the impact of the tight end duo. Henry and Austin Hooper combined for more than 150 receiving yards, giving the Patriots a 1-2 punch that drives defenses crazy. They help in the run game, they're safety valves over the middle, and they can still stretch the field when needed. In a league obsessed with superstar wideouts, the Patriots are finding old-school ways to move the chains and control the clock. With this performance, Henry sent a clear message. He's not just a reliable veteran, he's ready to be a weekly problem for defenses. Judging by the way he talked afterward, proud of his craft, emphasizing the extra work with May and his obsession with being consistent, it's obvious he doesn't feel anywhere close to his limit. While a lot of people out there keep debating whether the Patriots have enough weapons on offense, inside the locker room the feeling is different. The belief is that the pieces may change from game to game, but there's always someone ready to step up. If this aggressive, confident version of Hunter Henry turns into the norm down the stretch, the conversation about this offense's ceiling is going to change quickly. If we look at the standings right now, it's hard not to crack a smile. But it's that cautious smile of someone who knows the NFL loves to punish teams that get comfortable. Even with the avalanche of injuries, tight games, and outside doubt, there's a simple mathematical truth no one can ignore. The Patriots are very close to the playoffs. The worst possible finish right now is 10-7. Historically, that almost always gets you in. Since the league moved to a 17-game schedule, only one team with 10 wins has missed the postseason. But 2025 isn't shaping up like a normal year, and the models that run thousands of simulations are projecting a much tighter race in the AFC. Some projections have teams like the Chargers and Bears finishing 10-7 and still missing out, which would push the real cutoff to 11 wins. Feeling comfortable, then, is a dangerous illusion. The math says they're close, but the reality of the conference says they can't relax for even a second. The good news is that just one more win would almost lock things up. Since the playoff expansion, no team with 11 victories has stayed home in January. When a number like that is on the table, the conversation inside the building changes completely. The closing stretch of the Patriots' schedule is far from a nightmare. 3 opponents are currently under .500. The Jets and Giants, for example, are already locked into losing seasons, each drowning in their own internal problems. That doesn't mean automatic wins. Nothing in the NFL is automatic. But it does mean the path is laid out, visible, and very much within reach. What sits in the back of every fan's mind is simple. Is this team ready to land the knockout punch and secure that spot? Or is there still a risk of stumbling just when expectations are at their highest? If this season has taught us anything, it's that the Patriots know how to suffer, know how to fight, and know how to win ugly. Now they have to